Okay, so today I'm extremely excited. I'm going to be making paella, not paella, paella, which is the national dish of Spain and very synonymous with Spanish food. And I'm going to be making a pandemic version, which means that I'm going to be using things that I have in the house. So I will not, unfortunately, I will not be able to do exactly what I wanted, have accessibility to the grocery store and get exact ingredients that I would really have wanted to do ideally. But on the positive side, I'm going to be making a super delicious meal and I'm going to be doing it with what I have. So first of all, I wanted to start with this. It's called seafood mix, squid, cooked mussels, and shrimp. And this is advantageous in that all the seafood, or at least the mussels, I should say, not all of it, the mussels are cooked. So I don't have to worry about that. But I would have preferred the shells, but there you go. This is going to be pandemic cooking. I also have some shrimp. It's not from this. It's some separate shrimp I had, and I wanted to use these big, beautiful jumbo shrimp. I have 2 chicken thighs, which I've already marinated in a bit of juice to make it soft, and also some smoked paprika, and it's got a beautiful color to it. I've got some sausage balls. I have some, it's not chorizo, it's what I had in the house. I have some red, yellow, and orange peppers, and I don't like to dice them. I like them kind of chunky, so julienned, and I think it looks pretty that way also. And I have some rice, and I wanted to again sort of repeat before I forget that, and I'm going to be repeating this again, I'm sure. You do need short grained rice because it is better at soaking up the liquid in this dish. So I have some short grained rice. I have the mussels and the calamari here, and from the package that I showed you, I have some peas that have been thawed out. I have some minced garlic. I love garlic, and because there's not a lot of spices in this recipe, I've used quite a bit of garlic. And believe it or not, this is half an onion, coarsely chopped. I have some tomato sauce. I have my pan here. It's somewhat of a deep dish pan. I have, before I forget, this is also quite important, I have some wine. They do recommend white wine. This is chicken stock. We didn't have fish stock, so we're using chicken stock. And this is the star of the dish, so to speak, and this is called saffron. So I think it's actually the most expensive spice in the world, and it's a must for paella. So I have some saffron, and what I'm going to do is put a little bit of the saffron into the stock so it flavors the stock, and the rice and all the other wonderful ingredients will be cooking in the stock. Okay, so what I've done here, before I forget, because I actually have made paella one other time and it was years ago, so I have added my saffron into the chicken stock. I have my pan here on medium heat, and I'm just going to start off by browning the onions. And I'm going to cook the onions until they're not brown, but until they're just transparent, golden. After which I will be adding the garlic. Starting to smell good already. Okay, so I'm gonna just now add the garlic. I like to add the onions first because The garlic is not ever a very tasty thing to have if it burns, and it burns very easily and very quickly. So you have to be very careful. So I have my garlic that I've added here, and I've added it to the onions. Starting to smell very nice. To that, I'm going to add the sausages. And I'm going to let this cook for a while, a few minutes. Okay, so you can see that the onions are starting to brown a little bit, and certainly the sausages are starting to brown, which is very good. I'm going to be adding my beautiful bell peppers and stirring up for a while. I love the colors. The red, orange, and yellow are just so beautiful and so cheerful, I think. Adds such a beautiful aesthetic element to this dish. And I like them julienned. I like them chunky, not diced. I don't know what the appeal of diced peppers are, but I am certainly not a fan of that. And now what I'm going to do is add my chicken pieces. And I'm going to cook the chicken in this beautiful mixture. And as I mentioned, the chicken has been marinating in some juice, and you could, I suppose you could use a bit of vinegar, and also some smoked paprika. So it's got the beautiful color already. And the way I marinate, I've showed before, is I marinate under the skin, and I'm using skin for this recipe. You can use skinless. Many recipes call for skinless, but I thought I would use skin because it will give a little bit more flavor. So I'm just going to cook the chicken here with the rest of this until the chicken is browned a little bit better than what it is right now. I just put it in, so I'm just going to be doing both sides and browning the chicken. And it's already starting to look very, very nice. And now I'm going to add in, it still isn't brown, but actually before it starts to brown, I'm going to be adding the tomato sauce that I had shown before. So I'll be mixing the tomato sauce with this. And I will be back when the chicken is browned. And not fully cooked, but semi-cooked. So I'm back, and I wanted to say that I have not forgotten about my seafood medley or my beautiful jumbo shrimp or the peas. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be adding the rice to what I have, cooking the rice and the rest of the chicken and the vegetables and the onions and garlic further with the chicken stock that's got the saffron in it. And I'm going to be adding the seafood last because these shrimp are beautiful. I love them large like this, and they are cooked, and the other seafood will not take very long to cook. So this is the part, first of all, I wanted to show how beautiful this chicken looks. It's nice and brown, and the juices are blending very nicely together. So now I've just added the rice, and I'm just going to stir the rice a little bit. I'm just going to lower the heat a little bit because I don't want to burn the rice. And just coating the rice with what oil. This is a tricky part for sure, because I really am afraid of burning rice. It's not going to be a very good thing at all to do that. Okay, and before I forget, I'm going to also be adding the white wine, and the ingredients and proportions will be listed in the description box, but just to mention that the proportion, oh, it's starting to smell very nice and I can smell the wine, but just to say before I forget, the wine, not the wine, sorry, the stock is 1:4 ratio. So you have 1 part rice and 4 parts stock. I'm going to be raising the heat, increasing the heat and cooking for a very intense amount of time, and I will see how it progresses from there. So just adding the stock now, and I'm going to cover and I'm going to be cooking this. Okay, so I'm back and I'm here midway through the cooking. The kitchen smells absolutely awesome. You can see there's lots of liquid and the rice is really starting to cook. I wanted to mention that what you're supposed to do, and something that I find extremely difficult to do, is to do nothing. You're supposed to let the rice cook with this beautiful sauce and all the other ingredients that are in here, so that the textures and all the different ingredients melt together. Once the rice is almost cooked, then you are allowed to stir it a bit, but you're not supposed to stir it too much. You're supposed to let it all melt together. And this is what I'm going to try to do. It looks really, really good so far, and it's smelling very nice. And once the rice is getting to the stage where it is cooked more, very close to being fully cooked, I should say, then I will take my, I will try to stir the bottom so the rice doesn't stick. And at that point, I will be adding my seafood. So I will be back very soon. Okay, so now it is getting to the stage where the rice is almost getting to the cook stage, and for me this is the exciting part. I'm going to be adding the seafood in. So the seafood can cook gently. You do not want to overcook the seafood. I have not cooked very much calamari in my life, or mussels. I'm going to be adding the beautiful shrimp. And once that mixes in a little bit, you should be allowing this to rest. And finally, the peas. And I will just fiddle with this a little bit more, and I will be back, and I'm very excited. This looks very, very good. So we've got this beautiful, beautiful seafood paella, and it looks great, and I'm just gonna put some on my plate here. Let's see how it tastes. That was just the rice. The pepper is very, very soft and very flavorful. The saffron, the spices have really mixed through. I feel like I'm in Spain or somewhere very nice and warm in Europe right now. Anyways, it is really, really delicious. It is not that difficult. So this was something different, and I thought it was a perfect dish to do during a pandemic when we are very much encouraged for our safety and for other people's safety to not go out as much as possible and to use things that we have on hand in our pantries. So I did that, and I was very, very happy with the results, and we're both getting very excited to start eating. So I encourage you to give this a try. It's very, very much a lot of fun, and it's not too difficult. And I hope you do give it a try, and stay tuned for more exciting episodes in the days and weeks to come. Stay well, stay blessed, and if you like this video, please like and please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Talk to you very soon, and until then, bye for now.